I'd like to welcome Alex Counts now, the Executive Director of IPA, and Shoba Viswanathan, the Executive Vice President of India Diaspora. Welcome, Shoba and Alex.
Who's that handsome guy? Oh my God. You look fabulous in a sari, by the way. Wow.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you, Amita, MR, Nalini, Your Excellency. It is just great to be here. It is especially meaningful for me to be here on Gandhi Jayanti because, and I'll tell you why, you may have noticed that I'm not Indian. But, my love affair with India, I lived in the subcontinent for 6 years. I speak Bengali. It's been going on for a long time. It all began when I was in 11th grade and I saw the movie Gandhi. And it touched something so deep inside me that I've been following this pathway related to India ever since. And so, I actually had a chance once to talk to Ben Kingsley, who played Gandhi in that movie. And I told him something. I'd never said these words before. They just came out. I said, Mr. Kingsley, I never cry in movies, except for the 15 times I saw Gandhi, which is true. So anyway, a lot of us have been to a lot of conferences, and I don't know about you, I find the traditional conference a little frustrating. And it's because there isn't a lot of pathways for the audience, for everyone to participate, because we have leaders here we're all leaders. We all could be up here on stage. And so, in fact, our friends at Dasra did what I call a traditional conference, as well as you can possibly do it last week. A lot of us were there. But we decided we were going to try something a little different. We were going to try to use technology in ways that could get all of you involved. And who knows, hopefully we'll succeed. And so let me just give one example of what we're going to do with something. So in 2018, when the summit, the first Philanthropy Summit was held, IPA was just being born at the time, and I went to Sanjeev and I said, if you're going to have a summit rather than a conference, you should have a communique. If the G7 have a summit, they have a communique. Why don't we? And Sanjeev kind of patted me on the head and he said, young man, I have a serious conference to run, but nice idea. But those of you who know me, I'm kind of persistent. And so we're going to have a communique from this summit. And I don't know if we could bring it up on the screen. But basically what we've done is we've drafted something that will serve as the communique, but we're going to ask all of you to help us write it. And we're going to be sending out to you through, I guess, email and Slido, which you'll hear about in a second, a link so that you can go on to our communique and write about it. Because I couldn't write about what this or that session would be because they haven't happened yet. But we've created a framework, and I hope that all of you write at least a sentence in this. And by the way, if you can't get online, write your feedback on a scrap of paper and hand it to me, and I'll get it in there some way. Before I turn it over to Shoba, I'll just say that I'd like to ask if the staff and the board of IPA could just stand up for a moment, and we could just recognize you who are some incredible people. Thank you. And Jay, just stay standing. Jay Segal, who's our chairman-elect, and it's also his family's foundation is the main sponsor of this, the biggest sponsor of this summit. So thank you. Today is also the launch of India Giving Day, the 4th India Giving Day campaign. Many of you are very involved in it. If you're not, talk to one of the people who just stood up, and they'll tell you about India Giving Day. And I just lastly, it has been an enormous, enormous pleasure to work with the diaspora on this summit. And we've been meeting, just the number of meetings. We've taken bad ideas and thrown them out. We've taken good ideas and made them great. And we've all done it in a collaborative spirit. So Shoba, over to you.
Thank you, Alex. I know it sounds very repetitive because Nalini and Alex have also mentioned it. It's been such a pleasure doing this as a joint effort with IPA and the teams and the staff, and all of us are happy to think of round 2, which is saying something, because when you plan things together, you're almost waiting to be done usually. So yeah. Having said that, again, delighted to have 150 plus people. We won't specify numbers given that we were told 150, but we are very excited by the response that we got from our community for this. Part of the reason, as Alex mentioned, is it's not just the people who are going to step up to speak, but we truly think we have a group of change makers, overused word these days, but it's ecosystem builders who are in the room who are going to make this a successful event for us. And we encourage you to join and be as participative as possible. Slido will be introduced to you shortly, but like it happened at the Meta conference not long ago, there may be glitches. Bear with us. The intention is to be participatory, and we'll find ways to make it work. But I think we are all approaching this in the spirit of we are all part of this conversation, and how do we build this together? Again, I think I'll take a moment to invite the Indiaspora members in the room to stand up, because again, your support makes it possible for Indiaspora to do the work that we do. Indiaspora team and members who are in the room, kindly stand up and be recognized. I think it'll be wonderful to have all of you up here. Thank you.